Cockle-doodle-doo, everyone. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, the world-famous home of LEVY out. It's another cockle-doodle-doo. It's another week. It's another boring international week. So we brought on Ellie to make us all happy and talk rubbish with. That's what we're here for.
Lots of rubbish.
Firstly, Ellie, how are you doing today, miss? How are you doing today?
I'm very well. I got up early. I hardly sleep anyway, like Brian. So I'm always up. And I've got a Chihuahua dog who wakes me up as well. So it's like, he's my cockle-doodle-doo. He wakes me up. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to the show because I haven't been here for a little while. So nice to vacate the stream with you fine gentlemen.
Which fine gentlemen are you talking about? They're not here. I can't see them.
Where are they? Where are they?
Someone in the drawer? Hello there.
Yeah, no. They're hiding somewhere.
No, they're hiding somewhere. They're hiding somewhere. But always great to have you on. And Aki, how are you doing this morning? How are you doing this morning?
Well, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I've got a coffee. One of my favourite things for breakfast is leftover pizza from the night before. So I've just womped that down. And I'm now, whilst I'm still looking for my job, I'm going to be with you every single day, Ben. We're going to try and get a cockle-doodle-doo back every single day. So 3:30 is the new 9 o'clock for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be on every single day, Monday to Friday.
Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. I might have to join you for some of those, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah. But it's international break. I hate international football. I'm so bored. I just want my Spurs back, even though half the team's missing. And I just want to go back to it. But it sucks, doesn't it, Ellie?
It does. I mean, I didn't even watch the match, Matt. I didn't feel the need to watch it, you know, and that's bad for me because I love football, but it's just dross and boring compared to the Premiership. And the way Southgate sets up, lads, it's like negative, and I can't be looking at that football because I had enough of that last season. So I watched The Holiday instead.
No, Ellie, it's paint dry. It's paint dry.
I know.
Like, if they had a load of really bad footballers, like, I'm not going to say it, he's a bad footballer because he played Premiership. If they had a load of Ryan Shaw crosses, I could understand being a bit defensive and a bit aggressive and a bit disciplined. We've got top class. We've got top shelf players in that England squad. We should be winning every tournament with that team. With those players and with the talent we've got in that squad and the talent that's not even taken, we should be winning the World Cup instantly. Like, it shouldn't even be difficult. But no, we've got Southgate.
Well, we have to Spursy it.
Yeah.
We have to listen. International football, there's two things I'll say on this. First of all, I had a job interview Friday, so I missed the first half. And if I'm brutally honest, I completely forgot we were even playing.
Yeah.
Until I got the notification on my phone, England about to kick off. Here's the team news. We struggled against Malta, from what I heard. Yeah. I know we've got another game this week. I couldn't tell you when it is. I couldn't tell you who it is. I used to watch England, especially when I moved. Sorry, let me get that right. When I lived in England, I only really cared about the big friendlies, if it was a Germany, a France, or whatever. Or when we got to the tournament, I couldn't stand watching England in qualifiers. But when I first moved here, it was a linked back home to England, so I try and watch as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I just don't care. I just don't care. And the other thing is, you look at it this week, and if the France game doesn't show you how pointless these fixtures are, 14-0 against Gibraltar. And obviously it works out, everyone gets a weak team or whatever, but I think it's having a severe effect. And that's not that. Listen, that's not the country like Gibraltar's fault or Malta's fault or San Marino's fault. They have the right to represent their country. I'm just thinking those kind of weaker teams, I prefer it if they all put them in one group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look at it, people like Blackpool, Brentford, Oldham, Swindon, all these teams. I love it when a random team gets into the Premier League. I absolutely like Luton now. What a story!
Yeah.
It's incredible to see these small teams get there. How nice would it be to see one of these teams actually have a fighting chance of representing their country at an international tournament? Like the San Marinos, the Andorras, the Gibraltars, the ones that really, really are low down, put them all in one group.
Yeah.
And say, here you go, you're actually going to have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Like how they kind of
get them to a tournament, because if we can get them to an actual tournament, the amount of money they would make to be able to invest back into their football system would be amazing.
Country, period. If one of them were going, you look at it, Ben. If you look at it, these teams that get there, they'll never ever get there. But do you remember when they tried to spice up the Europa League and they said, right, if you take this seriously, the winner gets Champions League?
Yeah.
The incentive to win the Europa League all of a sudden became absolutely ginormous.
Yeah.
And everyone then was like, oh, this isn't just a rest your team. This is a viable option into the Champions League. Well, why don't they do that for the lesser teams to reach these international tournaments?
Yeah.
I know. It'd be so great. You know, because they dream of this and they're never going to get the opportunity because they're getting thrashed at every opportunity. 14-0. Like my mum's country, Cyprus, they're never going to make it.
Yeah.
They're never going to make it. They've got 0 points, right? Put them in with San Marino, Gibraltar, Malta. They've got a chance. And what a dream that would be for small islands around the world to actually go to a major tournament. It'd be so incredible for those players to experience that for the first time in their lives.
Yeah.
And they're never going to get that opportunity unless they do that.
But Ellie, there's also teams like that, if you look at it, in South America.
Yeah.
In Africa.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much the North American side of things because they're quite strong teams. And obviously Canada got the World Cup recently. But how much nicer would that be for the World Cup?
Yeah.
To have a team from a very, very, very poor or a poor footballing nation actually get to an international tournament. There'd be gods for their country and legends for the rest of their life. It would be insane. It'd be brilliant. But no, France have to play Gibraltar. We normally get San Marino. When is San Marino ever going to get anywhere?
Yeah.
And it's not through their own fault.
Yeah. So they're not allowed to flourish. But before we get back to this conversation, let's see who's in the chat today. Let's see who's in for us. We've got Hemorrhoid Hurts. They most certainly do. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good day, Cobber. Good day. Good day. We got Potato. Good to see you. Not just a potato, just a harmless potato. Good to see you. We've got Brett Loughy. Great to see you. We've got the lovely Ren. Good to see you. We've got the sheriffs in the house. Howdy, howdy, howdy. We got Benjamin Foster, Stevie Fraser, Fran, Daniel.
Wait, let me just say to Fran and to the comment before. I can't remember who it was.
Stevie Fraser.
Good to see you, Benjamin. Good to see you. You're going to see me a lot more on Cockerel Doodle Doo. And as for Ren, as for Fran, it's not a late one. It's an early one. But I haven't got, mate, I'm 44 now. I can't have late ones and stay up till 3:30. I have to set the alarm to get up at 3:30. So I call that an early one.
Yeah, it's an early one. Certainly. We've got Daniel saying one love indeed. Andrew Gregory, good to see you, Andrew. We've got someone I have not seen in a long time. Stakey's here. Yes. We got Stakey. Big up, Stakey. Good effort. We've got John Ellis Hall. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Colin Cross. Good to see you, Colin. Hopefully you're well. Yeah, we can let you moan about Wales. Don't you worry. A Tavercron Wembley 1. Good to see you. 1990 was the last time I was excited watching Daigle just because of a certain player, Mr. Daigle? Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
know what I was talking about, Gazzy, yesterday, and it still kills me.
Were you?
It must kill him.
Yeah.
That Paul Gascoigne only played at one World Cup.
Yeah. Madness, right?
Didn't get to America. Why Glenn Hoddle didn't pick him for England?
He was a terrible England man.
I know.
He was terrible. He was terrible.
There's a film called Death Becomes Her where they put an elixir in the women and they make them young. I wish we could do that to Gascoigne and Hoddle.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that would be Ellie. Now that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different story, man.
Big up, brother James.
We got James in the house. Good to see you, James. Good to see you. Hopefully you're well. We've got Hollywood Phil. Good to see you, Phil. Hopefully to see you. Yeah, even the XG says it's England are terrible. No football system in San Marino. In some of these countries, people barely live enough to form a football team. I know, but if they barely have enough players, they shouldn't have a football team then.
But this is the thing. Sorry, Ben, didn't mean to cut you off there, but that's the thing. Just if they did get to one, they would make more money for that country to invest in grassroots and do things. Not saying that they would all of a sudden become a powerhouse, but if one of these teams did get through, the amount of revenue that would be, God, I'm talking like Levy, the amount of revenue that would be played into the grassroots football or whatever into that country would be massive, wouldn't it, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely massive. The revenue, if let's say San Marino got to the World Cup, I think it's like they all get a percentage, they all get like 13% of 9 billion, because that's usually the revenue of the World Cup. I don't know what 13% of 9 billion is, but that going into San Marino would be like astronomical money. I think it'd be amazing. I think it would be.
I think that'd be about £93 million, but I'm not good at maths. I'm no Carol Vorderman.
Yeah. No, we only like Rachel Wright.
We don't look like her either. Listen, I think, I agree with you guys. I mean, it's just a big dream for them as well. You know,
we got
the idea of going and playing. Yeah, like if they play against Brazil or Italy, who've won the World Cup the most with Germany, you know, when they play England, you know, it's still good, it's still brilliant. But to play Brazil, the pinnacle of football, you know, that would be amazing for them.
It's one of those things, Ellie. I was saying the same thing when we were still in that phase where we were all saying that Tottenham are going to win the league, or some people are going to say Tottenham are going to win the league. You need dreamers in football. Football has become so surgical and so like you have to be right. There's no dreamers anymore. There's no dreaming. You've got to dream in football. When everyone, it's that quote from. I'm sorry, Stevie. I'll bring up your comment and we'll talk about it in a second. It reminds me of that Bobby Robson quote. It's about a little boy walking up the steps and then seeing the hallowed turf and falling in love. It's that quote. That's what football is. It's dreaming, and it's not dreaming anymore. It's all manufactured rubbish.
Yeah, like I when we got to the Champions League final, that was my dream, you know. But I've been waiting since I was born in 1962 to win the league, and I've seen other cups come to Tottenham Town Hall. I've celebrated them all, but to win the league, that's the pinnacle of football for me. Even better than the Champions League, because you've got to do it over a longer period, right? 38 games to win the Champions League. You just have to get through your group, get through the last 16, and then you're in the quarters, you know. So it's not as hard, but to win the league would be amazing.
38 games, consistency, injuries.
Consistency, coping with everything that's thrown your way and still coming top, you know. Yeah.
We got saying the hate for Southgate is mad for me. He knows how to manage in tornos, can't argue with his record. There are other great teams out there like France. I don't love his footy, but I don't get the hatred. I hate his football. We should be doing so much better. Like when we played France, we should have taken them to the sword, and we didn't. We sat like the main reason is I was at that Euro final against Italy, and we went 1-0 up in 3 minutes. Italy were awful. They were dreadful. They were absolutely terrible. They didn't even that same Italy side couldn't get to a World Cup. and we put 10 men behind the ball, 2 defensive midfielders at home with 70,000 England fans there. We should have taken them to the sword. We should have beaten them 3-4-0 that day. And we allowed a much better manager in Roberto Mancini to make a tactical switch, and then they ground out the game. They got a goal back and they ground out the game. And then the better mentality took them through the game.
I'm going to say one thing about this.
Yeah.
I completely see where Stevie's coming from.
Of course.
Completely. Well. The only thing that I have where I differ from Stevie, and I saw this, if you go check Gareth Southgate, if you look at Gareth Southgate's win record for England, it's very, very good. It's very, very good.
Against big teams, it's
I was about to say, if you look at the teams that we lost to, it's when we come against the big guns.
Yeah.
That all right, we just beat Italy to qualify for this Euros. As you were just saying, it's not the Italian team of the 90s, the 80s, the zeros. We come unstuck as soon as we get into a big fish. I think it's that our performances against the top 9 teams in the world. I
think we've beaten 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's
where the problem lies. Everything else.
Yeah.
He's great, but also that's padding kind of where we started this conversation with when you're playing Maltas and San Marinos and countries of that ilk. You as an England manager, you have to win them, and you have to win them well
with style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But let's see what Andy Lloyd's in the house. Good to see him. So he's actually got a good point. Been off the top teams from the Nation League and let the lower teams who have not previously played in the Euros for the last 4 years compete for the guaranteed spot. That would be a great idea for the nations. Only the small teams put them in it.
I have to say as well, Andy has, and I said this when I last saw him on, he has one of the best avatars you'll find.
Yeah, I love it. Compost Potley.
He does. I hope he's good.
Great stuff. Cyprus might have a chance in the next few years. This buffoon of a chief at FIBA makes tournaments with AC teams. Yeah, that's true. And it's just too much.
Sorry. Was that being legit? There's a guy that wants to make it. I'm out the loop a lot.
No, he's talking about what's his name?
Forget the player. Who's the making tournaments that big?
No, but he's
a French guy, isn't he? I can't think of his name though.
What's his name? I don't know. I can't remember his name. But weaker teams in one group is great marketing for FIFA 2 as the Smart Price League. Cha-ching!
Yeah.
Great stuff, Kuva. Hopefully you're well.
That's very supermarketist. Why couldn't it be the Tesco economy?
Why can't it be Lidl?
Aldi. There you go. Kuva, you started a whole debate off here.
Yeah. Who's the best crap supermarket? We got Amir Aki. Good to see you. Morning, everyone. Wishing all Tottenham on Tour family a fantastic week. And to you, my brother. Good to see you, mate. I've been to San Marino when I was a kid. Great stuff. We've got, so he certainly let them know how happy he was when he was dropped. Love Gaza. Love him indeed. We got True La La saying, good morning, Ben, Brian, my auntie Els, and everyone in chat. I love that movie with the Goldie Horn. I don't even want to talk about it. It's a bit early for that.
Definitely Counter with Meryl Streep as well. Brilliant.
Yeah, they should have given a tonic to Dyer to make him tackle. Yep. I
don't think anything would make him tackle.
Yeah, damn right it wouldn't. It's anything Italian is always visiting. Oh, did McDonald's back score any goals for France? Yep, he did. Australia changed qualifying region, made it easier for us, I think. I think they did as well. Good day, Tim. Good day. Hopefully you're well. And we're going to scroll. England should have never picked stylish players. Hoddle should know he could have had loads more caps, just like Curry, Latisse, Hudson, Bowles. We've had so many good. We should have had so many.
Colin is bang on the money. We seem to have had a problem with the flair players, didn't we?
Yeah.
Letitia as well.
Big up job, brother. I hope you're good.
Great player.
Football has become like pop music in the 90s. It's a factory of finding generic talent and making them marketable instead of turning footballers into athletes. Yeah, it's athletes into footballers. Yeah, totally agree, Andy. Totally agree.
Spot on.
Steve is saying, maybe I'm just old and I've never seen so many England managers do absolutely nothing. Boring as he is, he's done better than any of them, but he's got more hate than anyone else. It's because he puts 2 defensive midfielders in a final against Italy and then puts 10 men behind the ball when we should be battering them.
Yeah, I think I have to say ahead of this as well. With this, I think Graham Taylor and the Wally with the Brolly got a bit more hate than Southgate.
Yeah, they did.
That was all. Well, Graham Taylor definitely was pre-social media. So obviously with Graham Taylor, God rest his soul, I think if social media had been about then, he would have got it big time.
Southgate football is boring now. We only scored 2 goals against a Malta side, and one of them was an own goal. Yep. But can't argue with that. He is boring. He does struggle in big games, but the hate is still mad for me. Just opinions. It's always opinions. Football's a game of opinions. We've got to have opinions, otherwise it's a boring show, right?
Well, that's the thing. But you've also got to remember, as soon as we get to the Euros, everyone will be singing the what's it called?
Coming home.
Atomic Kitten. No, the Atomic Kitten. Southgate.
No, it's on the head, son. Not off the head, son.
You know what, as well, guys? It's not hate. I think it's frustration because we see all the fantastic players that we've got, and he doesn't gel them into a team, and he plays a different style, right? And it's not a style that most England fans like. We want to go for it, So he's getting that. It's not even hate. I think it's just frustration from the fans because we know we can do so much better if he just tweaked it,
Build a team.
6 days, which are going to feel like 6 weeks.
Yeah. We're just going to say hello to Rich. And we've got a first super chat of the show from Hemorrhoid Hurts. They most certainly do. He's saying, I had tickets to a final, France 98, love international football. I understand it that people do. I hate it. I really hate it. I'm someone that believes in local economies and local people. So I always support my local business over a Tesco or a Sainsbury's if I can. So maybe that's just me, but
I have to say with this, so what you've got to remember is we all lived in the country for Euro 1996.
Yeah.
We were both there for the Euros where we got to the final. Ben, you were at the final.
Yeah.
It's always been my dream, or probably everyone's dream, to be in a World Cup country, a hosting World Cup country. And I always said it would be one day I'll do it, that I am in a World Cup city, whether it means traveling there to experience it. And the fact that it will be on my doorstep in 2.5 years is something I just cannot wait for. I cannot wait for. But serious question before we carry on, because I honestly don't know this. Who have England got this week? Because I've got no idea.
Don't care.
Okay, there we go.
Literally don't care.
Do you know what, though? We invented football, right? This is a footballing country that loves football, and we've only hosted 1 World Cup. That's a tragedy. Who is running our football to decide that we can't run it again?
It's not that's FIFA. And UEFA brown envelope central. That's
no, but we've got yes men in charge of our footballing system. Instead of playing Gaza and Hoddle, we play Jordan Henderson.
Yeah,
it's the truth. That is what happens. And there's someone that's we're going to bring up his comment in a minute. All good, great stuff. He still hasn't come up with a name. Have you?
Yeah, listen, I put a tweet. I put a tweet out with the final 4 names.
Yeah,
Gandalf won, which I hate. I hate that name. Ilana's now thought of 3 new names.
Okay.
And I thought I'd talked her out of Gandalf, but then I was talking to a close friend of mine on Saturday, and the first thing she said is, "Oh, he's such a Gandalf." And I was like, so that's now back on the table. I've got no idea. I've got no idea. The cat will probably be 15 by the time he's got a name.
We definitely need Mike Bassett. Mike Bassett at least played decent football. That's for certain. Fran is actually asking, who would you have as the next England manager when Southgate? It depends who's available at the time. If I could choose manager, I would personally pick Eddie Howe to be the next manager.
Bingo. Yeah. Eddie Howe with this team will do something.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe.
Or if we can't get Eddie Howe, you're all gonna hate this. You're all gonna hate this. I want Arsene Wenger to be the England manager. And I'll tell you why. That is and he wouldn't have to be the manager. He would just be the person that brings in the coaches that he respects to run football properly. He's won everything. He understands English football probably better than every single Englishman in this country since he managed here for so long. Arsene Wenger should be in charge of the English football setup. He made a team that was playing 10 men behind the ball, George Graham football, hoof it up to the man and defend, into one of the greatest footballing sides you've ever seen. We hate them. We absolutely hate them. But he was the guy that discovered Vavavoom. He brought the best ever footballer into the English football system, into this country, as a left winger and turned him into a striker. And he created the best footballer the Premier League has ever saw. Arsene Wenger should be in charge of our footballing system.
Can I just say, just like the BBC or any other channel do, and they go, if there's some scenes that cause offence, please call this number or report to.
Yeah.
The statement Ben has just said, if you've been offended or
I apologise,
please email us at info@tottenhamontour.
Yeah.
info.tottenhamontour@gmail.com.
But you can't argue with it, can you, Brian? You can't argue with it.
No.
It'd be fabulous.
No.
He would be brilliant to run the England system. But of course, I would like Eddie Howe if we can get a younger, more exciting manager.
Well, the thing is, you've got to look at it, and I know we haven't spoke anything about Spurs, and we will do soon, but when I saw rumours that Newcastle might sack him, I was like, this has got to be the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now, I thought when Newcastle bought them, they'd get Eddie Howe to get a mid-table or whatever, then they'll go get a big name. You use Eddie Howe to get them out of danger, then they'd flex their muscles.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's done an incredible job. I wanted him over Nuno at Tottenham. I would have happily taken him at Tottenham.
Yeah.
But Newcastle, should they be stupid, I would go get Eddie Howe immediately. Yeah. Like, even if Southgate was in power and not sacked, they'd be like, right, he's become available. Because with the crop of players coming through and the way he's got Newcastle playing, he could actually get a tune out of this team, in my opinion.
Yeah. Who would you pick, Ellie?
Let's think. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind Unai Emery because he plays the type of football that I like. The only thing is...
He's managed Spain, but not England, I think.
You know, because we've had foreign managers before. We've even had Fabio Capello, Italian, you know. Who would have thought he would have managed England? But he was more pragmatic. I think Unai Emery plays the type of football that I like to watch. On the front foot, always entertaining. You know, Arsenal are at the loss now. They've got full debtor, haven't they, instead of him. So if they held on to him, they would have been winning things now. But I just love his style of football. And I like his... Yeah, I like how he is with the press. He's very direct, you know, and he speaks honestly about football. And he's a proper football man. And he's won with smaller teams as well, you know, and he's achieved so much in football in the European sense. So he's got a lot of experience to bring to the game. But I do agree with you, Arsene Wenger. If it wasn't Unai Emery, Arsene Wenger, he could be one of these men that he brings in, you know, if he's fed up with club football, because he's a fabulous coach as well. Yeah, I'd love to see him.
I think he'd be great. This is the reason I hate Southgate. I like Calvin Phillips, but he should be nowhere near that England team at the moment. He doesn't even play 5 minutes for Man City, let alone playing for England. Jordan Henderson is in a league playing in front of 900 people. And only 900 people, and Harry Maguire's awful. You got Fiaku Tomori, who won the league title in Italy with AC Milan, on the bench. or playing left back, and you're playing Maguire.
Well, you got to remember, Gareth Southgate came in and said, "I'm going to play players on form, not name."
Yeah.
And these three players, I don't think you can. Oh, do you know what? In fairness, Maguire started playing for United. I haven't watched a second of it, so I don't know how well he's doing. But he's getting first team football now, so you can understand if Gareth Southgate says, "I'm picking players on that." Listen. I don't think he should play for England, but you can understand he's playing. Phillips, I don't understand, but think he's a really good player. Jordan Henderson, huge error. And just because of his pomp at Liverpool, he was a very, very good player. Very good player. You can't judge it now. Even though there's great players out there, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
North Macedonia tonight.
Yeah, but it's me. It's K E V. Big up. Good.
By the way, that's actually the point. I saw it last night. I'm intrigued. I don't know if anyone in the chat has heard. Has anyone heard the reason why Kieran Trippier withdrew?
No.
They said it was personal reason. I don't know if that could be family bereavement. That could be something's happening at Newcastle. It could be anything. There's a few. I've missed this one. I've responded to a few. Right. So the reason James is saying that is Ren will be happy if she's still here. James Flower has named the cat Big Vic.
Yeah.
Regardless, there's quite many people. But believe me, I keep trying, Colin. I keep trying, and there's a great one from Andy Lloyd that I am actually going to try. I've got to give it a go.
Good one.
It's another man I would have in charge. This man would be amazing as the England manager, but I think he wants to manage Portugal.
Yeah.
Big up, Nick. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Wenger is 76 years old, but he could bring in someone. He could bring in someone to be the coach, and all he did was the tactics.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? As a Spurs fan, having Arsene Wenger take England to a trophy would be so bittersweet. It would be so bittersweet. Big up, Audio brother.
I know, it's true. An Arsenal man.
Big up, Andrew.
Big up. Good to see you.
I'll take Andrew, England manager. Not right now, but could you imagine Andrew with this attacking team?
I think he would rather go back to Australia.
Of course, but could you imagine with the attacking talent we have?
Yeah, that'd be brilliant football. Forest manager, great. Steve Cooper, isn't it? No, not Steve
Cooper. He has got very, very good man management skills, but I think he would need to go to another team and show like Eddie Howe's done at Newcastle, and people would. My only reservation when I wanted Eddie Howe over Nuno was, can Eddie Howe deal with the egos and the big players? Yeah. Because obviously at Bournemouth it's a different kettle of fish. Well, he's shown it at Newcastle, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's more than shown it at Newcastle.
Yeah.
Benjamin Foster's got it right. Redknapp should have been England manager. He should have been.
Yeah. He should have been. He would have been a fantastic manager as well.
Alfie Feline. Yeah.
You know what? I might just have to replay this.
Are coming out now.
I think I just have to replay this to Alana and say, listen, the Spurs community are waiting, are even coming up with more recommendations. Name the bloody cat.
Yeah. Wenger does have a job with UEFA, but we should pay him more and get him a job with the FA because he would fix it. Yep, he does. In front of 900 people every week. 900 people watch him play football. How far do you think England will go in the Euros? I think we'll get to the semis.
You reckon?
Yeah. What do you think?
Eddie, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think we can do it. But then we'll meet somebody and we'll get knocked out.
Yeah, we'll play France and get beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying quarters.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying quarters.
Hemorrhoid is saying, we all want to see England win, but they are so pensive and negative, it drives me crazy. Beckin attack. Yep. Totally. Phillips was England's player of the year in 2021, but it's 2023 KPV. It's 2023.
And you know what? I made a bold statement when we I'll big up those said so true. I made a very bold statement. I don't know how many people agree with me. I'm gonna have to show this. I'm gonna have to show this to
I love it.
But I said in that final against Italy, if Graham Southgate, if Gareth Southgate had subbed Calvin Phillips, over Declan Rice, if Declan Rice had stayed on the pitch, we would have won that Euros.
Yep, we would have.
That to me, I don't know how other people think. I think he took the wrong defensive midfielder off. I thought Declan Rice in that Euros was probably our player of the tournament. I thought he was sensational.
Yeah, he was.
Good
he drove it forward as well.
David thinks I'm Bobby. When did I become Bobby?
Yeah,
good to see you, David Connor. Good to see you, mate.
David is one of the few people that are in here that also joined us on the late show at 2 a.m. UK time, which would have been around midday.
Yeah, Australian time.
He had a Tottenham, and Bobby K was on that, so he may have just assumed and thought. But yeah, big up, David.
I could throw another name for your cat.
Give us a sec.
I could throw another name for your cat because you love Bobby K so much. You could call him Bobby Cat, but with a K.
Okay, listen, listen. Tell me, see the name that I came up with a new name, and I want to know. Everyone say great idea or no. This cat has started. You know when you've got the string toys where there's like a mouse on the string, or whatever. Yeah. We've got a few of them in his playpen, so the stick is upright, so he can. We put them on backs of chairs and everything, and he plays with it like a boxer. Like he goes like that with his paws.
Yeah.
And then I said to Alana, "Listen, I'm British. You're Canadian. He's loving doing the boxing stuff. Why don't we call him Lennox? Because of the connection with Lennox Lewis."
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to get it to be called Lennox, but it's not working. And I was trying to think of other British Canadian. And the only other one I could really think of is Greg Rosetsky. And I'm not calling my cat Greg or Rosetsky.
Bit like we did.
But I'm trying to get the one I'm really championing at the moment. I'm moving towards Lennox because of the British-English connection. I tried Stouteri on the Tottenham side. that got a veto immediately. But we'll see. But you know what? Let's get away from international football because we spent 40 minutes talking about England. Let's go to the real stuff. Tottenham Hotspur. Ellie, we did it on the late show yesterday, and I spoke to Ben about this yesterday. When we did the late show, a certain manager left us 4 years ago yesterday. I say left. A certain manager was sacked 4 years ago yesterday.
Yeah.
And just to show you how true I am, because a lot of people think, oh, Brian's only leave you out because of YouTube and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
4 years ago, that was my Facebook status the second it happened. And that was from a laptop, sorry, not a laptop, an iPad that I had just thrown against the wall at booking.com because I was so pissed off. So that was coming from a smashed up tablet. And we're talking about it on the late show. Ellie, I'll go to you first. Have we progressed or regressed since Poch left? And I mean over the whole 4 years, not just this little period under Ange.
Over the last 4 years, we've regressed, definitely. And the type of football we've been playing has been dross. Right? I mean, it hasn't been all been dross, but it's the style and the lack of going forward, you know, and the type of players that we've been buying as well. And also the way they've been managed, you know. You buy a player like Ndombele with all that talent and not one manager could bring him to his level to make him want to love football, you know. But I think Pochettino, I think if he had Ndombele, I'm telling you, that player would have rose to the top because Pochettino is such a brilliant coach and a brilliant manager, and I think he would have got the best out of him. But you know what? I think I have to say we've regressed, but we're starting to show signs now that we're coming back up again, which is lovely. But we've got to maintain it. You know, we can't just be up there and not stay there. We've got to push forward now. I think we've got the right manager in place to push us up as well. But I just didn't like the style of football we were playing after Poch left. And Levy cocked it all up. Yeah. Really, he did. He put the spanner in the works, didn't he?
There you go. Ben, what's your thoughts?
Well, it's a disgrace the way it was handled. It was, if any manager deserved to have a bit of a rebuild after getting a team on a shoestring to a Champions League final, it should have been him. And you could say, oh, we bought 2 really expensive players. He bought 2 players. He needed an entire team. Like, one of the things Pep Guardiola does regularly is he ships out an entire team. He will get rid of an entire team and get new, hungrier players in. And we had players that weren't hungry anymore. We had no Dembele anymore, so we didn't have our driving force. We didn't have Victor Wanyama anymore. He was no longer able to play football. He wasn't fit anymore. We didn't replace these players. We thought we could go again with the backups, and it showed because they were awful. They were so bad, and there's only one man to blame for it. It's one of the reasons I joined the Tottenham on tour, the world famous home of Levy out, is this guy took something that was that close to being absolutely superb, and he threw it into the waste disposal.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I looked at this when we're discussing it is, I looked at it. If you look at it off the pitch, business, commercial revenue, worldwide reach, obviously the concerts, we've progressed big time, and I will even say that. That's not my gripe. With the gripe we have, obviously, is we got told every penny goes back into the club. It clearly hasn't. We got told once Mourinho left, we're going for attacking football, and the Tottenham way, we brought in Nuno. So off the pitch and commercially, we progressed. Yeah. In the way I look at it, the training ground was there, but the stuff, it's only started to improve since Paratici got there and the back end. So over 4 years, I think we've regressed, but recently started to go on the right track. If you look at players coming in, forget the amount, forget the quality of players. Yes, this window has been good, but the team that Poch and Paul Mitchell built before he was sacked and the one for the season we got second, I think that team is far superior than, like, if we played right now, the Poch team that got second in the league and they're all on bang on form.
Yeah.
And any team up until Postecoglou came in, that team smashes the crap out of it every single time. So it's a hard one to tell. But when I said this, it was 4 years ago yesterday. Bobby Kay couldn't believe how quick 4 years has gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy is it that 4 years have gone on? And it's, like we said, it's taken 4 years to replace Jan. It took a little less for Toby because obviously Romero came in. It took 4 years to replace Rose. You could say it took 4 years to replace Walker.
We've not replaced Carl Walker yet. We've not replaced him.
I think no. I think Porro can do it. Maybe not to his caliber.
He can do it, but will he do it?
Well, this is the thing. But I think you could say there's a player there now compared to Doherty, Emerson. Sorry, Nick, if you're still here. Jed Spence, Aurier. Porro would be the one. Madison. God knows how many years it will take. Listen, what I'm about to say about how long it will take to replace Kane. I know Sonny's there. This isn't anything bad about Sonny, but Kane is a different breed of. Kane is a different monster. Sonny is just as lethal and whatever, but we still need another striker. And obviously, that's going to take you. You don't really replace a Harry Kane, do you? Unless you're spending ridiculous money. So everything takes about 4 years at Tottenham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what else I'd like to add to that, right? Levy, right, at the opportune moments, he hasn't invested in the team or the manager, and that's regressed us as well. And I just hope and pray that January, because we're 2 points off the top, lads.
Yeah.
We're only 2 points off the top. Okay, we've got Dyer and Davies in the team for a little while, up until after Christmas. But if we can get through that period and then strengthen in January, we can go again, because the league is not won before Christmas. Yeah, so we can, if we keep ourselves in touch, I'm not saying we can win the league, but if we keep ourselves there and then we get James Maddison, Van der Ven back and we've strengthened as well, we'll go again and we can push on rather than before when we had the opportunity to strengthen for Poch, give that man what he needed, and we didn't for 18 months. It was criminal to do that. He pulled the plug on Poch and then he sacks him.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. No, are you talking about 2 points off the top? Let's just check. I saw Jane. I questioned it.
Yeah.
So let's have a quick discussion about this from and James, I'll reach out to you later. Let me know if you're free Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday to come and join me on Cockle Doodle Doo. Let's talk front four against Villa. Front four, not who do you think, who would you want? And we'll go ladies first. So Ben, no, I'm only joking. Ellie.
Right, I would play Kulu in the number 10 role because I don't like him on the wing. He just hasn't got the pace. He's got the skill, but he beats the player and then the player catches him up and then he has to beat him again. So, and he invariably has to check because he hasn't got the right foot.
Speed and pace though, isn't it, Ellie? Pace is like off the mark. Get daylight before they even get. It's like it takes a while.
Of course. Right, and then I would play Johnson on the right, Porro behind him, supporting him, because those two, they can work together because they've got the pace to recover. Whereas Kulu, they say, oh, he's a hard worker, he helps out Porro, but Johnson could do that as well. Yeah, and then on the other side, I would play Brian Hill. I really would give him a chance because he hasn't had a look in. Right, and a lot of people say he's not good enough. We haven't even seen if he's not good enough yet, have we? And we haven't got much option on that side unless we put Kulu there. But I prefer Kulu in the middle, right? And then obviously play Sonny in the middle as number 9. That's how I would set up.
There you go, Ben.
I don't want Brian Hill anywhere near that football team. I know it's going to sound like. I think it's going to sound like an agenda. And it probably is an agenda. But every time I see him play football, he spends most of the time on the floor because he's so weak. He needs a trip to your house, Ellie, but not after I've had a trip to your house to have dinner.
Yeah, I could fatten him up a bit.
He is so lightweight. I've never seen a player more lightweight than him. I want to see players that can be bounced off, and he's just not it. Every time someone even goes near him, he falls over. Like he is a liability whilst he doesn't have any muscle on him as a winger. He's a total liability. I don't want to see him anywhere near the team. I don't want to see him anywhere near the club almost at the moment.
So who's your 4 though, Ben? Who's your 4 then?
My 4 is Dejan Kulusevski is the number 10. Johnson on the right. On the left, I would play Giovanni Lo Celso. I'd play him as on the left because what would happen? I'd play him on the left because what would happen is he would become more of that extra number 10. Udogie would take that left-hand side, and then you would have 2 number 10s, which would cause a bit of confusion, and you'd have someone for Kulu to play off of and stuff like that. Of course, you've got Sonny up front as well. That's who I would play.
I actually do quite like that, but you're not going to like what I'm going to say because I completely, totally and utterly agree with Ellie.
Yeah.
Kulu in the middle is what I'd love to see. Johnson on the right. because I think that's where he needs to be on the right. Although he's doing well on the left, I think Colin, and I can see he's in there, and he's even playing Brendan on the right. And if that's what he's saying, then like I said, he is my number one source and scout when it comes to Johnson. But I do like this idea of Gio on the left now. But I would start Hill. I would start Hill, but. This is
he makes me look overweight, Brian.
I love it when you say that.
It makes me look overweight, and I have been underweight my entire life, and he makes me look obese. That's not acceptable.
I've been watching him in training, right, and he's doing the strengthening skills because he needs to strengthen his body to handle the Premiership. If he can do that bit, he has got the know-how and he's got the awareness, and he's a very intelligent boy. The way he plays football and moves off the ball, he's just. I'll get your point though, Ben. He does get knocked off the ball. If he can only strengthen, and he has been working on that part of his game, so he hasn't had a full chance to cement his place in the team. So I think he's worth a try. You know, because we haven't got anybody else really apart from Lo Celso, but he's been underwhelming as well. He looks like he doesn't want to play for us.
Yeah, I totally agree. So paint the Tottenham kit blue and white, the Argentina kit, and he'll be good.
No, listen. I when it comes to Brian Hill, if it comes to Brian Hill. The one thing I will say, and I think, Ben, you can agree with as well, he has not had a run of... I don't think he started 3 games in a row, let alone maybe even 2. Maybe even 2. We have to find out what this guy's got. Have to.
Yeah.
Put it this way, if he goes out on loan to Spain again this January, sell him.
Yeah, sell him. Yeah.
Because it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. If he goes out on loan, but I don't see... there's a lot of people that probably say, I'm one of them, I don't really judge a player till they've had 10 starts.
Yeah.
Whether that be in a row, over a course amount of time. The fact that we can't even... Well, you say that, Andy Lloyd's still in the chat, and I always say that when something like that comes out. Yeah, Andy Lloyd is in the chat still, I think. He actually phoned Paddy Power, or not, I think put an email when we sacked Joe, I think it was when we sacked Jose or when we sacked Nuno, one of the two. He sent a message in to Paddy Power to ask what are the odds on Tottenham hiring Julian Nagelsmann as the next Spurs manager. And Paddy Power wouldn't put the bet on, funnily enough. So that's not a bad name. That's not a bad name.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, getting back to Hill, I think Hill needs to run a game. Listen, he's either going to flop or he's going to succeed. But either way, we need to know. We need to know. And as Colin said as well, just there about Forrest and Johnson, if Colin's sources are correct, and I would welcome this transfer big time. If we were going for Morgan Gibbs-White, if Brian Hill had to be part of a make weight, I'll take that all day long. I am a huge fan of
one of the players I'd also love is Max Kilman. I'd love to have Max Kilman.
Brilliant.
He's a proper player.
Solid player.
Yeah.
Yep. And you know what? I'm going to say one more thing because I started and I saw KPV's comment.
Yeah.
Just to let people know, this week, Tottenham on Tour start pre-recording the Tottenham Hotspur Tottenham on Tour Advent calendar.
Yeah.
All I will say is day one, we are starting with a bang. I'm even going to reveal the guest right now for the only guest I'm going to reveal. Yeah. Number one, we're obviously dealing with goalkeepers. And obviously with this, we're using our little black book of YouTubers to come and join us. And joining us for day one of the Advent calendar will be We Are Tottenham TV's very own Simeon.
Nice.
So Simeon will be joining us. We're recording a few with Ben this week because we have to get it done because Ben has and Ashley, bless them, have the honour of becoming having a baby literally in a matter of weeks. So we need to make sure we get Ben taken care of.
Yeah.
So these things are being recorded, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. And then I just saw another question you start, Ben.
Yeah.
Daniela, big up Daniela. Always give a kiss to the ladies.
Yeah.
Are there any updates of our injured players, e.g., Sessegnon, Solomon, Perisic? Right. Amir, if you're in the chat, answer about the one in the middle.
Yeah.
Sessegnon, in my opinion, even if he's fit, start the countdown because it won't be long till he's injured. And for me, and then I'll ask you two guys as well, Perisic, I don't think it even matters how well he is in his progress because I think he's back to Croatia in January anyway.
Yeah, I saw him doing some football exercises with the ball.
I saw him at the cinema.
Yeah, he was weird because it was like all like tiles on the floor, and I think he might have been in a hotel or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just looks a bit weird, but he looked quite good because he was moving the ball quite freely, not as quick as he usually does, but it takes time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ben, what do you say about those? Do you see? I can't see.
Perisic is out to the end of the season, and I think he goes on a free. It doesn't matter. I don't think Perisic was ever getting another contract, so it doesn't matter. I feel really sorry for Perisic because he started to be really good when he was actually.
James, you're in. You're in. I'll put that in. If Ren's available as well, and if Ren wants to make her debut, she's more than welcome to join that one because there will be a certain person spoken about on that day. James, I'm going to put you in our schedule. You are in for the 13th.
We've got a spreadsheet.
we're very professional. We're very listen. That show, we're taking a lot. We're perfecting it. When did we start talking about it, Ben? October.
About a month ago.
October. So there's a lot of work gone into it. But James, you are 100% in on the 13th. 100%. And I'll tell you what. On that note, Ellie. You tell us where we can find you and what's going on your fantastic channel with Kate.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about the coffee company.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the girl loves Spurs. They just had Mickey Hazard on. I don't know if you caught the show. It was fantastic. Me and Kate, and Kate and Jim, and they've got Wedded Bliss every Tuesday now, and then I'm on normally on Wednesdays and Fridays. So the show's progressing and we're getting more and more subscribers. Very, very good. And you know what's nice about it is we're quite a chill channel, but we do talk football as well, and we're very serious about the football side of things. And I enjoy it because Kate's fantastic. She's brilliant. I love Kate. I don't know if you know, she lost her cat just recently as well. She's been going through a little bit of hard time. Yeah. So we've all been supporting her. And then we've got Today's to Debate as well with me, Mia and Kate, which is brilliant because it's three ladies doing YouTube. We've amalgamated our forces. And then we've got another fun one coming up. It's all about the banter. We all had the idea of having a fun show. I came up with the name. It's all about the banter. And Kate came up with the name Today's to Debate. So those two shows, they're going to take off, I believe. And the Today's to Debate is done very well as well. So, it's all exciting times. I just look forward to, progressing as well and getting over the 1,000 subscribers and then pushing on from there. Like you guys did, you've pushed on,
Correct. Ben, what do we expect from the coffee company, sir?
We'll be back later today at 2 p.m. Your usual chill show. I've actually got to do some work today. So I'm going to be running around like a maniac in a couple of seconds and going all the way to South London. But we'll be having a chill show. Hopefully I'm not too late. And we're just going to have a nice time on the coffee company. It's what we usually do. We have chill people. We have good people. And we just like to talk good stuff. Movies, TV shows, just fun things. That's what we like to talk about.
Okay, and before I talk about what's coming up on Tottenham on tour, one word answer, because I just saw Daniela sneaked another question in.
Yeah.
Ellie, one word answer.
Lloris.
Okay. Ben?
Forster.
I agreed with Ellie for Brian Hill. I'm agreeing with Ben for Forster.
I can't look at Lloris Evan at the same ever again.
There you go. So there is
Love
Ben.
him. I love Lloris. I just can't not love him.
There is Ben's channel. Go subscribe to that.
Yeah.
As I said, Tottenham on tour. I am waking up at 3:30 every morning from now on until I find a job.
Poor man.
3:30 is the new 9 o'clock for me. Hi ho, I ho. It's out of bed I go. I'll work on that song. Tottenham on tour will be back Monday to Friday with Cockerel Doodle Doo. If Ben can join me during the day, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he will. I'll be reaching out for guests to join me on every single day. We are starting to record the Advent calendar. What we are starting to do, obviously, we do the late show Sundays and Wednesdays. As of now, we're going to start bringing out during the week bite-sized clips of it, so the people that didn't get to watch it don't need to sit down and watch the whole thing. So there should be a couple of them coming out today, and quite a few other things are going to be happening at Tottenham on tour. There could be a new show coming on a Saturday of the week. There could be January transfer windows opening, but Tottenham on tour are going to once again show Levy how to do a transfer, and we may or may not have a new contributor very, very soon. May or may not. But we will show them how you get a deal done before the January window opens, won't we, Ben?
Yeah, we are. We're working really hard. Our negotiation teams are working really hard. And yeah, we've got some good stuff, I think.
Exactly. So Ben, I'll get ready for you to send us off. But do you want to do your slogan before?
Do you have any catchphrases, Ellie?
Not really. No, not really.
Ellie can join mine.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right then. Thank you all so much for watching today's show. It's been a really nice, chill morning. We'll catch you in the next Tottenham on Tour stream when we next do it. But from me, Rod Guy the Kauff, if you smell what the Kauff is brewing, and take it away, Aki.
And as always, Levy out.